Who do you think hates kids using tech the most? Your mother? The Amish bookstores? No. Tech CEOs, the people whose job it is to get as much people using technology as possible, don't like their kids using the devices that they make and send their kids to schools that specifically do not use tech in the classroom. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe, really does help out. Let's go. Steve Jobs, the father of the iPad and I guess people, said something real interesting in 2011. His kids are banned from using the iPad because it's quote too dangerous for them. So an year after this guy launches, the greatest thing ever, he says it's a danger for his kids, and it's not just him. Good old Thirst Gates has a similar approach as well. He says that his kids get limited computer time and that just because you're the daughter of Bill Gates does not mean you get to play on the computer all day. And they didn't get phones until they turned 14, and Google CEO Sundar Pichai and Tim Cook have a similar sentiment as well. In fact, you can type any major CEO's name along with limited screen time for kids and get an article about that. Now, when I first came across this article, I went berserk. Think about it. Here are these CEOs who run companies that make tech products and services specifically for kids. YouTube Kids, Instagram Kids, Apple and Google constantly push, their iPads and Chromebooks to be used at home and in the classroom, and yet appear to be the most draconian when it comes to limiting their kids' screen time. Kids on average spend like 8 hours a day, staring at their phone. And Jeffrey Gatestein's kids gets only 45 minutes. Now that is the real crime against children, okay? But somehow the strangeness does not end there, because the schools that are the most popular amongst parents who are employed within Silicon Valley rarely, if ever, use tech in the classroom. For example, the Waldorf School of the Peninsula specifically avoid using any form of tech in the classes and instead prioritize learning through creativity. For example, students learn Norse mythology by creating their own illustrations. I don't even know what the hell Norse mythology is. Math skills developed through knitting, learning languages through catch. But here's the thing, boys and girls, as much as I would like to blame the evil globalists who don't care about, all the children in the world who are being negatively impacted by technology, as long as their kids are safe. But here's the thing, ultimately, none of these companies forced parents to buy this stuff. There is certainly a lot of discussions that need to be had on how technology has negatively impacted the younger generation, but I don't think that these products were created with the intention of wanting to, dumb down kids and turn them into addicts. Maybe except for Facebook, because those guys knew that their products had some form of negative impact on young people and they hid that information. Now, Zuckerberg might be a snack, but he's still the same guy who called his customers idiots all those years ago. I'm not buying those curls, Zucky. I'm not buying it. God, the way the chain lies on his supple pecs. Look, these products were certainly created under the profit motive, and I'm sure they want to generate customer loyalty at a young age. But I feel that, Google, Apple, and Microsoft are simply trying to, create products to help educate or entertain, the youth. And, they don't sell these products directly to the children. They try and sell it to the parents, and then the parents give it to the kids. Therefore, I don't see these stories of tech CEOs limiting screen time as anything shocking or that they're, hiding secret Illuminati information. It's just good parenting. It should be obvious to any moron that excessive screen time for anyone, including adults, is not good. And, there is no obligation for the seller of a product to act like it's addicts. I think there are some parents out there, not all, right, not even most, but a lot, right? It's enough parents, okay, not all parents, who are trying to get tech companies to parent their kids for them. They treat the internet like it's a daycare where they can drop off their kids and then F off. If there's a teenager who spends all day long on their phone and they're turning into an idiot, that's a failure of parenting. Either the parents don't care or just don't have the backbone to say no to their kids. There are plenty of tools built into most phones and computers that allow parents to limit what their kids have access to, or at least monitor what they're doing. It's not perfect, but it's still better than nothing. Now, obviously, tech companies should have some form of content restrictions for the kids' version of their apps, and they should certainly fight against all sorts of nefarious things that take place online. But the internet is inherently an unsafe place, right? Letting kids run wild online with zero oversight is just as, if not more dangerous than doing so in the real world. Whenever I see parents suing social media companies for their kids being hooked on it, I get a little annoyed, because it's like, what the hell were the parents doing? Where were they when their kids got their phones and first started spending like 5 to 6 hours online? Why didn't they put a stop to that right then and there? For any parents out there watching who might get annoyed, this stupid, whiny kid doesn't get it, I understand, Being a parent is not easy. People who work in 2 jobs, gig jobs, it's a complete mess and everyone's exhausted and therefore lack the time to be able to properly engage with their kids and just figure out what the hell is going on with them. And the simple thing to do is just toss the kids an iPad when they get home and get them to shut up as you lie on the couch pondering your life choices, wondering where it all went wrong. That's all true, and there certainly needs to be labor reform, especially in the United States. However, saying that it's just too hard and giving up and let the tech companies run your kids' lives is not the ideal solution. Ultimately, man, there is no point in pointing fingers at some evil tech boogeyman that's trying to ruin your kids. Because the only person who can stop your kids from rotting on TikTok is the parents that gave the kid the phone that allowed them to get on TikTok in the first place. Should companies and governments help foster an economic system where parents can spend more time with their kids or raise wages so that one of them can stay at home? Sure, that'd be amazing. I would vote for that. I would even be willing to pay high taxes to get that. But is that gonna happen? I don't think so. So instead, we should take a page out of the Tech CEO Parenting book, and not only will you get normal kids who are not spending all their time on tech, and that means less of your cash will go to these billionaires. It's a win-win. What do you think of all of this? Let me know in the comments down below. If there are any parents watching, am I being completely out of touch? Am I being too harsh? Do I deserve to get slapped by my mother for being such ungrateful slob? I couldn't say that word. I can't say that word. But if you guys enjoyed the video, I really appreciate everyone watching and putting your comments and your likes and subscribes. It really means the world to me. It's great stuff, okay? It's the only thing I have to live for. Anyways, if you enjoyed, I'll see you soon. God bless. Happy parenting, happy kids. What am I saying? Bye-bye.